Have you ever wondered why money seems to flow effortlessly to some people while others struggle endlessly? Why is it that certain individuals appear to live in a constant state of abundance, while many work tirelessly yet never experience true financial freedom? The answer lies not in hard work alone, nor in luck, but in the energy and frequency we emit through our thoughts and words. Every word we speak is not just a sound. It is a frequency, a vibration, a form of energy that creates our reality. The universe we live in is vibrational. Everything, your thoughts, emotions, money, opportunities, is energy vibrating at different levels. When we speak, we are sending out signals into this field of energy, and those signals either attract what we desire or repel it. This is why words are not simply tools of communication, they are tools of creation. They are magnetic forces that either invite abundance or reinforce limitation. When we say a phrase like, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," we are doing far more than just affirming something. We are attuning ourselves to the frequency of prosperity. This phrase is carefully designed to override limiting beliefs, break through scarcity patterns, and bring the energy of money into resonance with our being. The words you speak consistently create a magnetic field around you that pulls experiences, people, and opportunities that match your inner energy. Most people, without realizing it, affirm scarcity every day. Phrases like, "I can't afford this," "I'm always broke," or "money never sticks around," may seem like harmless comments, but energetically they are extremely damaging. They reinforce poverty consciousness and tell your subconscious that lack is normal. Over time, these words build mental and emotional walls that block the natural flow of money. Your outer world becomes a mirror of your inner dialogue. This is why consciously choosing your words is one of the most powerful things you can do to change your financial reality. When you declare, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money," you are speaking a truth that transcends appearances. You are no longer reacting to what's in your bank account. You are creating from a higher truth that money is abundant and always available in the universe. That phrase declares that you are in harmony with that flow, and when said with faith and consistency, your external reality begins to shift in response. Science has shown that words and thoughts alter our brain's neural wiring. When you speak the same positive phrase repeatedly, you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. The more you repeat this phrase, the more familiar and acceptable it becomes to your brain. And once the subconscious accepts a new belief, it begins to filter your perception, behaviors, and opportunities to match that belief. You begin to notice possibilities you didn't see before. You make different financial choices. You attract people and events that support your new wealth frequency. But this transformation doesn't happen with words alone. It happens through emotional energy behind the words. Emotion is the fuel. Words spoken with doubt or fear carry a weak frequency. Words spoken with faith, gratitude, and expectation carry high vibrational energy that can cut through old mental patterns. So when you say this powerful phrase, you must feel it. Feel the truth in it. Feel the energy of money flowing to you. Feel your vibration rise as you connect with the divine source of unlimited abundance. This phrase also brings you into alignment with the principle of oneness and divine flow. It reminds you that you are not separate from abundance. You are part of it. You don't have to chase or beg for money. You don't have to compete or manipulate to get it. You simply need to align with its flow. When your energy is clean, open, and expectant, money finds its way to you naturally. The biggest mistake people make when trying to manifest money is thinking they must earn it through struggle, prove they are worthy, or wait until circumstances improve. But energy responds instantly to alignment, not effort. This phrase breaks the mental program of hustle and stress and replaces it with a state of peace and confidence. When you are aligned, even small actions yield great results. Opportunities appear, unexpected income shows up, synchronicities unfold. Life starts to support your intention because your frequency is no longer contradicting your desires. It is important to make this phrase part of your daily routine. Speak it in the morning when you wake up. Say it while handling money. Whisper it while visualizing your ideal financial situation. Speak it at night as you drift to sleep. Write it down in your journal. Feel the words. Let them sink into your subconscious. Every time you speak it, you are tuning yourself to the vibration of money. You are reminding your spirit that abundance is your natural state. Your words are not just communication tools, they are creation tools. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," is not magic, it is a spiritual technology. It aligns your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions with the frequency of wealth. When you use it consistently and with emotion, it begins to reshape your inner world, and as a result, your outer world follows. Say it, believe it, feel it, and watch how money begins to respond. The shift you seek is only one phrase away. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," begins with the most powerful two words in human language, "I am." These two words are not just casual references to the self, they are creative forces that shape our entire reality. When you speak, "I am," you are announcing a truth, a declaration of being that your subconscious immediately registers and begins to manifest. This is not just psychology, it is spiritual law. Every time you say, "I am," you are setting a direction for your identity. Whatever follows those two words becomes a command to your inner world. If you say, "I am broke," you are not describing a temporary state, you are claiming it. You are attaching that identity to yourself and instructing your subconscious mind to make it your truth. The same applies when people say things like, "I am not good with money," or "I am unlucky." These statements may feel like expressions of reality, but in fact, they are creating and repeating it. This is why the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money," is so powerful. It is not begging, it is not hoping, and it is not pretending. It is a declaration of truth that reshapes your identity into someone who is already connected to abundance. When you speak it, you are telling your mind, your emotions, and the energetic universe that this is who you are now. Not someday in the future, not maybe when circumstances change, but right now. This identity shift is crucial. Abundance doesn't flow to people who only wish for it. It flows to people who believe they are already worthy of it. It flows to people who feel and speak in harmony with prosperity. When you declare, "I am aligned," you affirm that there is nothing to fix, nothing missing. You are already in the perfect position to receive. The second part of the phrase, "and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," is equally important. Most people are deeply conditioned to associate money with struggle. From childhood, we are taught that money only comes through hard work, sacrifice, and often stress. While there is value in effort and discipline, the belief that money can only come through difficulty limits how it can enter your life. It closes the door to flow and opens the door to frustration. By affirming that money comes easily and effortlessly, you begin to rewrite the inner story. You remove resistance and allow a more natural relationship with wealth to emerge. You start to expect money to arrive through pleasant, joyful, even surprising ways, not just from working longer hours or sacrificing your well-being. This shift in language also opens your consciousness to new opportunities. When you are convinced that money only comes through suffering, your brain filters out anything that doesn't match that belief. You might miss simple paths to abundance or creative solutions because they seem too easy to be real. But when you affirm ease and flow, your mind becomes receptive to divine ideas, aligned people, and synchronicities that bring money in ways you couldn't have predicted. It is important to understand that saying this phrase isn't about wishful thinking or pretending problems don't exist. It is about anchoring your consciousness in a higher truth, one that transcends the evidence of lack around you. You're not denying reality. You're creating a new one. The old belief system says, money is hard to get. The new one says, money comes to me with ease, because I am aligned with its source. The phrase also taps into the law of assumption, a spiritual principle that states, whatever you assume to be true becomes your experience. When you consistently assume that money flows to you with ease, your actions, thoughts, and energy begin to align with that assumption. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop chasing. You stop stressing over how, and instead start trusting in when. That trust creates peace, and peace is a magnet for prosperity. When you say, I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, you are also acknowledging that money is not a scarce resource. It is infinite. It exists in endless forms all around us, not just as cash, but as ideas, relationships, value, and energy. You step out of the mindset of lack and into the mindset of unlimited supply. And when you affirm that it comes easily and effortlessly, you're giving yourself permission to receive it without guilt, fear, or self-sabotage. In conclusion, the words, I am, shape the foundation of who you believe you are. By choosing to declare yourself as aligned with money's flow, you transform your internal blueprint. You stop being someone who waits and becomes someone who receives. You stop striving from a place of lack and begin attracting from a place of truth. The second part of the phrase, speaking ease and effortlessness into your finances, breaks the generational chains of scarcity and makes room for miracles. When you speak this phrase daily, you're not just reciting words. You're stepping into a new frequency, a new identity, that money naturally flows to. And that is how the shift begins. Money is not just paper, coins, or numbers in a bank account. It is energy. And like all energy, money flows. It has movement, it has direction, it responds to vibrations. And more importantly, it responds to you, your energy, your beliefs, your emotions, and your openness to receive. The more aligned you are with the energy of money, the more easily it flows into your life. The less resistance you carry, the smoother that flow becomes. So when you say the phrase, I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly, you are declaring to the universe that you are in a state of welcome. You are not just wishing for money, you are preparing for it, expecting it, allowing it. This is critical because many people unconsciously block the flow of money, even as they desire it. They say they want more, but their energy says, I don't deserve it, or I'm afraid I'll lose it, or it's not safe to have money. These internal contradictions create resistance, which stops the flow. To understand money as energy, think about water. Water flows naturally unless it's obstructed. If there's a dam, debris, or blockage, the flow stops or slows down. The same is true for money. It wants to move, it wants to circulate, it wants to grow. But if your mindset is filled with fear, guilt, doubt, or shame about money, you've essentially built a dam in your energy field. You may work harder, but money will still feel stuck or difficult to retain. It will feel like it slips through your fingers, or like you're always chasing it. The beauty of this one phrase is that it removes the blockage. It breaks the dam. It tells your subconscious, I am no longer resisting the flow. I am part of it. That's what alignment means. You're not trying to force money to come to you. You're not manipulating the system. You're simply entering the current of abundance that already exists. Money is everywhere. Opportunity is all around you. The only question is, are you in harmony with it? The phrase is also rooted in spiritual truth. The word infinite reminds us that the source of money is not your job, your clients, or any one person. It is the divine, unlimited intelligence of the universe. When you align with the infinite, You let go of the fear that there's not enough. You stop seeing others as competition. You stop thinking in terms of limitation. You realize that wealth is not a fixed pie where someone must have less for you to have more. Instead, you begin to trust that there is more than enough for everyone. Many people unknowingly block money by clinging to negative beliefs like, "I'll never have enough," "rich people are greedy," or "money changes people." These beliefs send a message to your subconscious: money is bad, or money is dangerous. And guess what? Your mind will protect you from what you think is harmful, so it will keep money away, even if you consciously desire it. That's why affirming this phrase repeatedly is so powerful. You are not just reprogramming your mind, you are healing your relationship with money. You are saying, money is good, money is safe, money is part of my spiritual journey. The phrase also creates a space of receiving. Receiving is an art, and many people have forgotten how to receive with grace. We've been taught to earn, to hustle, to give, but not how to open our hearts and simply receive. Receiving requires vulnerability. It requires worthiness. When you affirm that money comes to you easily and effortlessly, you are saying, "I am worthy of ease. I am ready to receive. I no longer need to suffer to feel valuable." This energetic shift brings profound changes. You begin to notice money showing up in unexpected ways: a refund, a gift, a new client, a discount, an opportunity. You begin to take inspired actions, not out of desperation, but from a place of flow. You become more generous because you know the source is unlimited. You stop hoarding or fearing loss because you trust the flow will replenish what is given. Everything in your reality is responding to the frequency you emit. If you radiate stress, struggle, or fear, you block the flow. If you radiate joy, openness, and confidence in the abundance of life, you open the door wide. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," is not just a statement, it's a vibrational shift. It rewires your energy to match the vibration of wealth. Money is not something you chase, it's something you align with. It responds to who you are being, not just what you are doing. And when you truly understand that money is energy, you stop trying to get it and start allowing it to flow through you. This one phrase acts like a spiritual magnet, drawing money toward you by removing resistance and realigning your frequency. Say it daily. Say it with belief. Say it until you become it. Because when you align with the energy of wealth, money no longer becomes a struggle. It becomes a natural part of your life. One of the greatest shifts you can make in life is the shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. This one change transforms the way you see money, opportunity, and yourself. The moment you begin to believe that there is more than enough for you, and that money can come to you in ways beyond logic or effort, you open the floodgates to prosperity. And that's what the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," does. It instantly moves you from a state of mental limitation to spiritual expansion. Scarcity is not just a financial condition, it's a way of thinking. It's a deeply embedded belief that says, "There's never enough," or "I must fight for every dollar," or "If I get more, someone else has to get less." Scarcity teaches us to hoard, to fear loss, to work ourselves into exhaustion out of survival. It builds anxiety and keeps us stuck in patterns of struggle. You could have money in the bank and still live with a scarcity mindset, constantly afraid it will run out, never feeling truly secure or free. Abundance, on the other hand, is a mindset that understands money as an ever-flowing, replenishable resource. It's the belief that the universe is rich, that life supports you, and that you can receive what you need without fear, guilt, or force. When you speak the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money," you are tapping directly into this reality. You are saying, "I no longer see money as limited. I see it as infinite, and I am now in harmony with it. This one phrase works as a mental and emotional reprogramming tool. Every time you say it, you are shifting your focus. You are taking your energy away from lack, fear, and stress and putting it into faith, trust, and abundance. What you focus on expands. So when you focus on flow, ease, and alignment, you create more of that in your life. It's important to understand that our minds are always looking for evidence to support our beliefs. If you believe life is hard, your brain will highlight every obstacle. If you believe money is scarce, you'll constantly find reasons to feel unsafe. But when you use this phrase regularly, you begin to train your mind to seek evidence of abundance. Suddenly, you notice the job opportunity that shows up unexpectedly, the refund you weren't expecting, the stranger's generosity, the creative idea that leads to profit. These things were always available, but your mindset had to shift for you to see and receive them. The shift from scarcity to abundance also affects your emotional state. When you're in scarcity, you often feel tense, desperate, competitive, or overwhelmed. These emotions block intuition, clarity, and joy, all of which are essential to attracting money. But when you speak abundance into your life, your energy changes. You feel lighter. You become more relaxed, confident, and open. And money responds to that kind of energy. It flows more easily when it senses there's a clear, peaceful, and welcoming space for it. Another powerful aspect of this shift is that it changes how you relate to others. In a scarcity mindset, people become competitors. You feel jealousy, envy, or even fear of others' success. But in an abundance mindset, you cheer others on, knowing that their success doesn't diminish yours. It expands what's possible. When you live from abundance, you become magnetic. People want to work with you. Opportunities find you. Resources are shared. That's the power of frequency. What you radiate, you attract. The phrase also works instantly because it addresses two key emotional blocks: effort and control. We're taught that the harder we work, the more we'll have. And yes, effort is important. But when you believe that money only comes through struggle, you start to close off the possibility of it arriving in graceful, unexpected ways. By affirming that money comes easily and effortlessly, you're telling the universe that you're open to miracles, that you don't need to control every step, that you trust in divine timing, divine intelligence, and divine flow. This doesn't mean you become passive. It means your action becomes inspired rather than forced. You act when guided. You take steps from a place of joy and clarity, not panic and pressure. You rest when needed. You receive without guilt. And you begin to understand that wealth is as much about energy as it is about strategy. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," is not just positive thinking. It is a frequency shift. It's a portal from the small, fear-driven world of scarcity into the vast, generous field of abundance. Every time you say it, you break away from the illusion of lack and step into the truth of limitless supply. You stop chasing money and start attracting it. You stop surviving and start thriving. And that shift from scarcity to abundance changes everything. One of the most powerful tools we have for transformation is repetition. Whatever you repeat, thoughts, words, actions, becomes part of your subconscious programming. The subconscious mind does not judge, question, or evaluate. It simply accepts repeated input as truth. That's why the consistent repetition of the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," creates a profound shift in your financial reality. When spoken daily with intention, this phrase doesn't just feel good in the moment. It rewires your mind and builds new, empowering beliefs about money and abundance. Your brain is like a computer, and your current financial situation is the output of whatever financial software, beliefs, are running in your subconscious mind. If you've grown up hearing phrases like, "money doesn't grow on trees," or You have to struggle to survive. Or, we can't afford that. Those beliefs are stored deep within. Over time, those limiting beliefs shape your perception, choices, emotions, and actions around money. The good news is beliefs can be changed, and they can be changed through repetition. When you speak a new truth over and over, your brain begins to accept it. That's how affirmations work, not by magic but by biology and energy. Repeating the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money," plants new seeds in your subconscious. At first, it may feel unnatural, especially if your outer world doesn't yet reflect it. But the more you say it, the more normal it becomes. Eventually, this phrase becomes part of your identity, part of how you see yourself and the world. Repetition builds neural pathways, connections in your brain that strengthen with use. When you consistently affirm abundance, you create new mental circuits that are wired for prosperity. Over time, these circuits override the old, scarcity-based patterns. You start thinking differently. You begin to expect money. You notice opportunities. You take action with confidence. The outside world begins to shift because your internal programming has shifted. But repetition isn't just about words. It's about emotion. Words have power when they are infused with feeling. Saying the phrase mindlessly, like a robotic chant, will not produce deep transformation. But when you say it with feeling, when you imagine it, believe it, and allow yourself to emotionally connect with the words, it activates the subconscious much faster. Emotion is the fuel that powers the affirmation. If words are the vehicle, emotion is the engine. To make the most of this practice, say the phrase daily. Say it in the morning to set your intention for the day. Say it at night to program your subconscious while you sleep. Say it when you handle money, pay bills, or receive income. Say it whenever you feel fear or doubt about finances. Write it down in a journal. Say it out loud with energy. Whisper it in meditation. The more you say it, the deeper it goes. You are sending a message. This is who I am now. One of the greatest benefits of repetition is that it builds certainty. Doubt is one of the biggest blocks to receiving abundance. When you doubt whether money will come or whether you are worthy, you send mixed signals to the universe. But repetition brings clarity and confidence. When you've said the phrase hundreds of times, it begins to feel natural. Your subconscious no longer fights it. It embraces it, and with that certainty comes a calm, grounded faith that abundance is yours. This faith is magnetic. People feel it. Opportunities respond to it. Life opens up to meet the vibration you're holding. You begin to act, think, and move like someone who expects success, not as a desperate plea, but as a natural state of being. And when your inner world becomes consistent and focused, your outer world must eventually align. Also, repetition creates momentum. One affirmation may seem small, but consistent repetition creates compounding power. Just like water dripping over time can carve stone, affirming abundance daily eventually cuts through old resistance. You may not notice change overnight, but one day, the results will be undeniable. You'll find yourself in situations you once dreamed of. You'll handle money with peace. You'll attract people and circumstances that reflect your new vibration. It's also important to be patient and trust the process. Many people give up on affirmations because they expect immediate results. But repetition is a form of spiritual discipline. It's a daily practice of aligning your mind with truth. Think of it as watering a seed. Just because you don't see growth immediately doesn't mean the process isn't working. Something is always happening beneath the surface, and when you stay consistent, the harvest always comes. In conclusion, repetition is the bridge between desire and manifestation. By repeating the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," you are not only speaking abundance, you are building it, one day at a time, within your mind and spirit. You are reshaping your identity, rewriting your internal script, and aligning your frequency with the flow of money. Keep speaking it, keep believing it, keep feeling it, and in time, your reality will rise to match the truth you've declared. The emotion behind your words is the hidden power that activates your desires. While affirmations are tools of transformation, their true effectiveness lies not just in the words themselves, but in how deeply you feel them. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," only becomes transformational when spoken with genuine gratitude and expectation. These two emotional states, gratitude and expectation, are like spiritual amplifiers. They speed up manifestation, clear energetic blocks, and place you directly in harmony with the frequency of money. Gratitude is one of the highest emotional vibrations you can access. It's a state of complete openness, joy, and receptivity. When you express gratitude, you are saying, "I already have enough. I'm thankful for what is." This sends a powerful message to the universe: you are not in lack, you are in overflow. And because like attracts like, gratitude pulls more to be grateful for into your experience. Gratitude shifts your energy from neediness to sufficiency, from desperation to fulfillment. It tells life, "I'm ready. I trust you. I welcome more." When you speak the phrase with gratitude, you anchor yourself in the present moment. You stop chasing the future and start feeling blessed right now. Even if you don't yet see money in your bank account, gratitude helps you focus on what you do have: your talents, your breath, your ideas, your progress, your opportunities. And from that energy of appreciation, abundance begins to multiply. You can't attract wealth from a place of resentment, anxiety, or constant complaining. But you can attract it from deep, authentic gratitude. Alongside gratitude comes expectation. Expectation is not mere hope, it is a confident knowing that what you desire is already making its way to you. Expectation carries certainty, and certainty is magnetic. When you say, "Money comes to me easily and effortlessly," with expectation, you are no longer questioning if it will come. You know it's already in motion. You're not begging. You're not pleading. You are standing in faith, declaring that money is already on its way, even if you can't see it yet. Expectation bridges the invisible and the visible. It is the energy that fuels patience, persistence, and positivity while you wait for the results to appear. Many people struggle because they say affirmations, but secretly doubt them. They plant the seed, but keep digging it up to check if it's growing. That energy of doubt delays the manifestation. But when you truly expect abundance, without pressure, fear, or impatience, you become a clear vessel for it to arrive. Both gratitude and expectation work together to activate your alignment. Gratitude opens the heart. Expectation opens the mind. Gratitude says, "Thank you for what I already have." Expectation says, "And I know more is coming." This combination of appreciation and faith is what allows money to flow, not as a forced achievement, but as a natural consequence of your vibration. This emotional alignment also tunes your awareness. When you are grateful and expectant, you begin to notice signs of abundance everywhere. A small gift feels significant. A discount feels like a blessing. A new opportunity feels aligned. You interpret your world differently because you're looking through the lens of possibility, not limitation. You start to feel rich before the riches appear, and that feeling is the magnet that brings more to you. Another powerful aspect of this emotional shift is that it clears resistance. So many people block abundance because deep down, they are afraid of disappointment. They want money, but they don't expect it, or worse, they expect failure. But when you practice feeling grateful and expecting the best, you begin to rewire your nervous system to feel safe with abundance. You stop sabotaging your success. You stop pushing money away with unworthiness or fear. Instead, you become a calm, joyful, open receiver. Using this phrase daily, with strong emotion, becomes a spiritual practice. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are creating them. You are no longer waiting for evidence to believe. You believe first, and the evidence follows. You are building a new emotional foundation, one rooted in faith, joy, peace, and confidence. And those emotions become your compass, guiding you toward aligned action and divine timing. This emotional alignment also enhances your ability to receive inspiration. When you are stressed, anxious, or doubtful, your intuition is blocked. But when you are grateful and expectant, your mind and heart are open. You receive divine ideas. You notice synchronicities. You feel nudged in the right direction. Abundance doesn't just flow through money. It flows through thoughts, connections, timing, and energy. And when you are emotionally aligned, you are perfectly positioned to receive it all. The real power behind the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," is the emotional state you bring to it. Gratitude and expectation are not optional. They are essential. They transform a phrase from empty words into a vibrational match for wealth. When you feel grateful for what you have and expect more to come, you live in the energy of abundance. And in that energy, money doesn't need to be chased. It flows. It arrives. It multiplies. So speak the phrase not just with your mouth, but with your heart. And as your emotions rise, so too will your financial reality. Speaking the phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," does more than rewire your mind or raise your vibration. It also prepares you to act on inspiration. Manifestation is never purely passive. It's not about sitting still and hoping money shows up without effort. Instead, true alignment with abundance clears the mental noise, opens the heart, and positions you to hear and follow divine guidance. This phrase creates the inner stillness and faith that make you receptive to inspired action. Action that feels guided, effortless, and meaningful. Inspired action is different from forced effort. Most people are taught that if they want more money, they must hustle harder, work longer, or struggle more. While dedication and discipline are important, action rooted in fear or scarcity tends to lead to burnout, disappointment, or cycles of financial inconsistency. Inspired action, on the other hand, flows from a place of peace and clarity. It arises naturally when you are spiritually aligned. It feels energizing, not exhausting. It often appears as a sudden idea, an unexpected opportunity, a new connection, or a gentle inner nudge saying, "Try this." When you begin speaking this phrase regularly, something subtle yet powerful happens within you. Your resistance begins to dissolve. You stop overthinking. You stop doubting your worth. You become emotionally available to receive higher instructions. That openness creates a clear channel between you and your intuition, your inner wisdom. Suddenly, what felt confusing becomes obvious. Where you once felt blocked, you feel momentum. Where you once hesitated, you feel a quiet confidence urging you forward. This phrase doesn't replace action. It refines it. It ensures that your actions are rooted in faith instead of fear. When you are aligned with the infinite flow of money, you no longer take action just to survive. You take action that aligns with your purpose, your gifts, and your joy. The pressure disappears, the grind softens, and money begins to flow, not because you're chasing it, but because you've become a magnet for it. It's also important to understand that divine guidance doesn't always show up as dramatic signs. Sometimes it's subtle. It may be the idea to call someone, change your routine, start a project, share your work, or invest in yourself. When you're aligned and present, you recognize these nudges as sacred, and when you follow them, you often see results far greater than what you could have forced through willpower alone. In addition, this alignment also brings you into harmony with divine timing. There's a perfect time for everything. Sometimes, your desires are already on the way, but you need to be in the right place mentally and emotionally to receive them. The phrase helps you release the urge to rush or control the outcome. It brings you into trust, knowing that money, like all blessings, arrives exactly when it's meant to. That patience isn't passive, it's deeply active because it requires faith, focus, and discipline to stay grounded when results haven't yet appeared. When you trust in divine timing, you become more present. You enjoy the process more. You stop obsessing over outcomes and start celebrating progress. You recognize that each step forward, even if small, is part of a larger plan. That trust creates a magnetic field around you. People feel it. The universe responds to it. And the results begin to manifest. Moreover, this phrase enhances your sense of purpose. When you speak it daily, you begin to realize that abundance is not just about money. It's about fully expressing your gifts, your talents, and your highest self. You're not just attracting wealth to pay bills, you're aligning with your deeper calling. And when your work becomes an extension of your truth, money follows naturally. People pay for authenticity, clarity, and confidence. These qualities arise when you're aligned. Ultimately, this alignment with inspiration and divine timing allows you to experience prosperity with peace. Not only do you attract money, you do so without losing your soul in the process. You no longer act out of desperation. You don't scramble for every opportunity. You don't compromise your values to get ahead. Instead, you create from a place of integrity and joy, and this type of wealth is the most sustainable and fulfilling of all. The phrase, "I am aligned with the infinite flow of money, and it comes to me easily and effortlessly," does more than attract abundance. It prepares you to receive divine ideas and act on them. It quiets the noise, strengthens your inner guidance, and tunes you to the perfect timing of the universe. You become the kind of person who recognizes opportunities, moves with grace, and trusts the process. Money stops being a source of stress and becomes a reflection of your alignment. Through this phrase, you open yourself not just to financial gain, but to a whole new way of living, creating, and thriving.